Hello, friends. So good to be with you. Have you ever felt stuck in life? I'm talking about just the place that your life just consists of same song, second verse. You're thinking, how in the world, how do I change this? I know, I really believe there's more for me than this, but it just seems like I can't get there. I'm stuck. I literally am stuck. Sometimes you need a name change. Did you know that? And we can look back through history, we can see where that obviously was the situation. When God was dealing with a man by the name of Abram, he changed his name from Abram to Abraham. The name was basically a prophecy of his destiny. Now that's still true today. Now it may not be that your name is John or Billy or Sally or whatever the case is, but you believe something about yourself. You are called by a name that identifies you, who you are, where you're going. Some people call themselves loser, has-beens, wannabes, successful, champion. I mean, there's all kinds of names we put on ourselves and others that kind of define the boundaries of where we are. But sometimes people get stuck and they don't know how to get out of that. And I think that name change is beneficial for them. I think there comes a point when they say, I'm not that anymore, I'm this. It's hard to take that chair sometimes because you really don't believe it. I mean, you know there's something more and you don't like where you've been, but it's just hard to say, I'm not that anymore, I'm this. I'm this, I'm wealthy, I'm sound, and this isn't a matter of just affirmations and positive thinking. It literally is opening the door of possibilities to who you are supposed to be. And so God changed his name from Abram to Abraham. And also his wife changed her name from Sarai to Sarah, which basically said that Abraham is the father of many nations, of a multitude. And I think the name change really refers to your identity. And it helped him see himself differently, which opened the door to what he could see outside of him. See, first of all, you're going to have to change what you see on the inside. Once that's accomplished, then it opens the door for you to see things on the outside. It's so hard for me to really see something on the outside and believe that could really take place because I'm this. Because I've always been this. This is the way my family was. It seemed like this is the way we've always been. See, you've got to change what you see about yourself. You're going to have to, you may have to discard and throw away maybe some of the identity markers that have been on your family, your parents, your grandparents, generationally. You may need to really strive out for something different because God had something wonderful for Abraham. And so he took him out, he changed his name, and he called himself Abraham when he wasn't the father of many nations. I mean, somebody else said, my name's Abraham, and I'm sure they're probably looking around thinking, really? I mean, you're father of a multitude? Where's the multitude? Well, I don't see it on the outside, but I see it on the inside. See, that's so important for you. What you see on the inside is going to have a direct effect on what happens on the outside. But that's where it's got to start. A lot of people, they've messed up into thinking, well, if I just got more money, then I would be this. What's that? There was a thing back a few years ago, a lot of people use called be, do, and have. And the essence of that is that be was what you wanted to focus on. Because a lot of people thought, if I have, then I will be. So if they go out and spend themselves into endless debt to be, and it doesn't change what's on the inside of them. Or if I do, then I will be. And so they go out and get 2 jobs and do this and do this and do this. And at the end of the day, they're just wore out and tired and angry. And it's not changed anything. So the place you want to start is the be, the identity on the inside. And what's on the inside will have a direct effect on what's on the outside. And that's very important. So once that began to happen, once Abraham accepted this name, this identity, God took him out and said, now I want you to lift up your eyes and I want you to see something. I want you to see the stars. Can you count them? And I don't know if you've ever been out away from the city on a very clear night to where you could see galaxies. I mean, it's the most beautiful. Oh my God, it's almost breathtaking. And I'm sure that was a clear night for Abraham. And he lifted up his eyes and God says, do you think he can count those? Well, obviously not. He said, that is a picture of what your seed is going to be. That's your destiny. See, he enlarged who he was by what he looked at. So once you get this point to where you allow yourself to take the chair that maybe you've been afraid to take, to call yourself, to actually embrace and say, this is what I am, this is who I am, then suddenly you begin to look outside and make declarations about your outside surroundings. So the name change referred to his identity. It helped him see himself differently, which opened the door to see what belonged to him. Now, you'll find that everything in your life corresponds to what you see about yourself, your life, your happiness. What do you see about it? You know, it's easy just to take the emotional roller coaster ride to where you purely identify yourself based on your circumstances, surroundings. But now your heart's got to be established. Psalms chapter 112 talks about the established heart, the man that his heart is established. He's not moved. Said wealth and riches will be in his house. So you got to understand that your heart's going to be established in something, but it's established in your identity. And so everything that is in your life, everything that is outside your life is going to respond to what you see. So what do you see? What's right here? What you see becomes the watermark for your life. Do you only see yourself at this road? Well, that's what you're going to do. That's where you're going to go. If I could just quickly add this little caveat from Mark chapter 4, the Bible talked about there the seed being sown, and that seed brought forth the good ground in one area. The same good ground brought forth 30-fold, 60-fold, and 100-fold. Now, 100-fold basically means, it doesn't mean 100 times more. It just means to its fullest potential. So the 30-fold was far short of its fullest potential. And so, but what was interesting, it was the same good ground, the same spot. Right here was 30, 60, and 100. What made the difference? Did a lot of people say, well, I'm just 30-fold, that's all I am. I'll never reach my potential. Why? Why? Well, that chapter goes on and explains to you why. And because he said, the way you measure it, that's the way it's measured back to you. Some measured 30, that's what they got. Some measured 60, that's what they got. But somebody said, dear God, I'm going for it. I'm going to take all of it. I can be all of that and more. See, they're measuring themselves and their potential to the fullest extent. That's why it's so important how you see yourself, because all of life responds to the measure that you measured. I want you to notice in there, it didn't say God measured it. It said the way you measured, and you measure everything, literally everything that comes into your life. You measure. You know, somebody says, well, you're going to be worth $1 million in 1 year. You'll go, yeah, right. That's a measurement. I was born on the wrong side of the tracks. That's a measurement. I could never do that. I could never make ends meet. It just seems like every time I get started, something bad happens. That's a measurement. You measure everything. And the way you measure it, the way you see it, that's the way you're going to get it. The way you measure it, that's the way it's measured back to you. And that's the reason why God came to Abram and said, this is what your seed is going to be. Lift up your eyes. He wanted to enlarge what he saw. What you see about yourself is the watermark for your life. Congratulations. You are right now what you see about yourself. That's the truth. So why don't you change what you see? You might say, I don't know how. Well, the Bible is a good place to start that, because you can start seeing yourself the way God sees you. As the Son of God, child of God, the redeemed, the healed, the delivered, all of the promises of God. That begins to paint a picture that you can look at. You are the righteousness. Somebody says, I'm a sinner saved by grace. No, you're not. Who told you that? You were a sinner, and you were saved by grace, But now you are a new creature in Christ Jesus. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things become new, and all things are of God. There's nothing associated with being a sinner in that statement. But yet people will take that statement, and as a result, they live far below what God had for them. Where are you living at? What's your address? What exactly defines you? Can you say what that is? Well, that's going to answer a lot of questions for you. So maybe you need a name change. It's a possibility. It could be really good. How about the name I'm blessed, I'm prosperous, I'm the smartest guy or gal in the room. If anybody's going to succeed, it's going to be me. If anybody can do it, I can do it, and I can do it. But that's an identity. That's a name. Do you dare take that for yourself? Well, I'm not there yet. But it starts with what's on the inside, not what's on the outside. You understand that? God's got something more for you. It's more. So why don't you get together? Come on, we're going to do this. We're going to go for it. All right. I hope to see you next time. Hey, listen, go to my website, jerryedmond.com. I've got a lot of resources there that will help you, that will bless you, and please share this with somebody. And again, let me finish with this. Go for it. I'll see you next time.